Can't take it. I'm in love with every girl I see out here. And it's been a good summer for meandering pussy. Wayward, lost soul, pussy blowing down the street. I don't even care. Sometimes I'll see mothers, young mothers with their husbands out, and I don't even give a fuck. I look at them like they're like they're filet mignon wrapped in bacon, because I truly love them. It's like I want that. I'm gonna take that. All these little girls, you see them, big titty girls, little tiny titty girls. They're all so beautiful. Just meandering pussy. Oh my god. Sometimes at the red light. Sometimes yesterday I seen some girls come up. They were playing music like actual rock and roll that I didn't even know what it was, and they were into it. It's like that's a lost. It's a lost art. There are a lot. I mean, I'm dealing with. You can see how funny it's getting out there. It's getting funny. You can't even sit quietly. I don't know how they're, but it's ridiculous. And then finally, one of the neighbors down the street chimed in yesterday and told the other neighbor, "Shut the fuck up. I can hear you too." I was like, "Thank God, thank fucking God," because you don't know if you're going crazy or not. You know. And I make it a point to be nice to all the neighbors because I enjoy them. Some of them are really good people. We got a good mix. You got young people, you got older people, you got people that are older than me, and I enjoy seeing them, and I enjoy watching them live when they're good people, you know. And once they're here for long enough, you're like, yeah, you're a good one. You know, you're down with the whole hillside front. You know, we don't have no neighborhood watch. That's what we need. You know, especially with the homeowners. There's a couple of us. We just take it over like a small mafia and just got to be down for ours. We can't have that kind of schizophrenia. Errant, invisible voices from the building next door telling me to shut up every time I cough or talk to the cats. No, it's unacceptable. It promotes violence, and it just puts a bad vibe into a day that's already gonna suck anyway. But no, I don't fuck with that. I was talking to the guy last night at the store. No, I don't fuck with no. You know I don't. With no crack cocaine because I'm an amphetamine addict, and that shit right there is the fast, fucking is the autobahn to throwing it all away. I would sell everything. I would no. I believe in toxicology. I believe in amphetamine at its base, how it was in since the days of the beatniks with inhalers and pills and proper ways to take amphetamine because it's good. It's good for you. And I believe in the barbiturate. I love the barbiturate. You know, with I grew up in the housing projects, and I remember the end of the '80s, and I certainly remember the '90s, and the crack epidemic was so fucking bad, and the crack was so pure, people were literally jumping out of windows. I remember going to Harlem when I was a kid and seeing the buildings that were bombed out, and with extension cords for electricity, and it was all because of crack cocaine. It was a fucking scourge. After the '80s with bazooka-based cocaine, it went straight to rock and Ready Rock, and people went off the deep end. Literally made it bad for law enforcement. I was listening to this guy telling me about his $30 a day habit, and I was like, that's actually not too bad. You know, I believe that you can smoke crack when you're rich. When you hit a certain financial bracket, then it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's okay because you can afford it and you can afford, but the way it ravages an ordinary soul is just, it's not living, you know? I believe that if you have a little bit of money, it's okay to to mess with heroin too. But I mean, I probably smoke that because I'm older and I'm wiser and I live my whole life and I can control a habit. I had an 8 milligram a day of alprazolam habit, so I kind of know what the barbiturate is, and I love it. It was my ultimate mistress. The two, one's blonde, the other's brunette. One's called amphetamine, the other one's called barbiturate. Amphetamine probably is a blonde bitch. It looks real good with the bob cut, expensive perfume, nice purse. You know what I mean? Italian, nice suits, nice little office suits. And the barbiturate is the dragon lady. She's the hot little young mistress, and she's a nasty bitch. You don't know which one you love better, and they go hand in hand. One goes up, the other goes down, and you're just in bed with two bitches your whole life. Yeah, but $30 a day, I gotta get me a drug addicted girl because I can almost afford that for her. Probably not, but I can get close. I'd love to have a druggy bitch just chained to the bed. Never gets out of her panties or half shirt. Sits there all day, plays with herself, passes out, burns long cigarettes into their bed. Just like I used to have girls just like that. I love those girls too. Those are great, 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 great girls. They never leave the house. And they fucking just, and they live in my pussy. And you're like, oh, bitch. You're such an expensive little bitch. And that's why they get dedicated head, dedicated druggy head, you know? But if I had a bitch like that, the first thing I mean, you're forced to do it. Is you tell her you got to get on Social Security income or something to supplement your drug, because that'll carry you. That's about what, 800 a month or something. Yeah, that'll be your whole check. But there, blow your fucking mind. That's what I would do with her. Wouldn't you love to do that if you had your little mistress? I'd put her right in the house and just literally chain her to that fucking bed. She don't want to go anywhere. She just wants to sit there Indian style nodding off. While you molest her while she comes in and out of sleep. Did you see this other girl? I mean, did you see these girls out here yesterday? I can't decide which one. Mother one, mother two. Hot little brunette with the bob cut and giant titties and perfect, just flowing ass. Like, oh my god, I remember the days when I could just point my finger and be like, I want to fuck you tonight. And I'd just follow her down the road and it would happen. Now it's, you can tell that I still got it, but not like I did when I was young. But I should be banging that. I should have it between just massive titty jobs with huge areola and spatter a brunette. Oh my god. Fucking hot girl and Troy girl wandering around. But in here, the ratio has always been fucked up, men to women. And when the men get their women, they lock them down, caveman Neanderthal style. And they watch their girls walk down the street. Who are you looking at? Don't look at him. Don't talk to him. And they usually have 5 kids, and it's like, oh Jesus fuck. That doesn't deter me. I'll be in that house and I'll jump out the fucking window naked and be running down Hill Street. That's how desperate I am to steal puss. And it's all good. And I like the ones that are like me. They just look ordinary. There's something about them. They give off a real pussy pheromone. Sometimes when you see a single one, you're like, oh, she must be single. That must be her little brother or son. And they look at you just for a second. You connect. Like I said, that pussy orgone, that pussy ether. You can feel it. You're like, ah, you know. But everybody's so shy. I need a bitch to walk up to me. What is nothing? Who the hell are you? Do you want to hang out with me? Some bitch like that. None of them do that. They're really shy here. That's the problem with the amphetamine. I mean, that's why it's not good to do coke or anything above that unless you're a rich person, because just I know from the amphetamine base, the amphetamine chemical compound, eventually you're gonna need something to come down. On the street, what is that? How do you come down? Fentanyl or heroin? So that's super nasty. I mean, it's dirty, does fucked up shit to your teeth and skin and your mind. I mean, you want to have schizophrenic, hallucinogenic ideations of persecution and grandiosity. Stay up for a couple days on Adderall. Stay up for 7 days. You'll think you're the king of fucking Mexico and shit like I used to do. Because they cut me off the Xanax, because I overdosed so many times on it, but it's a necessary evil. I can't live this life without amphetamine or barbiturate. I do it like Elvis, it's not really. For years, I thought that it's not. These aren't really drugs. And it's like, yes, they are. That shit is pure amphetamine salt. What the fuck do you think that is? It's cleaner. It's better than shit on the street. It lasts longer. It lasts for 16 hours sometimes. You know, I need me a little Molly McButter homemaker or a drug, maybe two, and a drugged out bitch. A bitch that is just as at the depths of depravity and that I used to be at. But someone was commenting on the Damned. Yeah, they were amazing. They were an aberration. They weren't. They weren't a punk band. That's what amphetamine is. They used to do them back then. That whole band was so addicted to alcohol and amphetamine sulfates. The sulfates they used to do were so cheap. You could in England there was a wave of it in the 60s and 70s where you can make it at home for real fucking cheap, and that was the type you snorted. That's what the Sex Pistols were doing. You see them on TV rocking back and forth, picking their skin, making sudden jerky movements. That's the sulfate. Johnny Rotten knows about sulfate. The Damned, listen to their music. It doesn't get any fucking amphetamine addled than the Damned. That I think for the past 10 or 15 years, that's been my favorite quote unquote punk band. When you listen, but they're so fucking proficient. Captain Sensible's guitar was that of a scholar. You listen to that, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. You listen to the drums, nothing's in straight up 4/4. It's this weird 2/4 kick drum thing. You're like, what is this music? Yeah, then you can hear it. That music's doused in amphetamine. That's what made them so good. The Pistols could do it and just chug along at their cool tempo, but the Damned couldn't control it. They were always on the verge of having a seizure. It sounded like just so tight and proficient. I would hate to take the stage with them on those tours I read about. Like, I don't want to play with them. It's okay. They're going to open up for the other two bands. Yeah, still in all, we can't. That's how I feel. We can't follow their act. Uh, you know. I was reading about it. What was it? The Pistols, the Stranglers, and the Damned. And I think it went the Damned, Stranglers, Pistols, which is kind of cool. But the Damned with them, no. That's like trying to follow Elvis up. That's like having Elvis open. As far as I'm concerned, they were too proficient. I'm probably the world's biggest Pistols fan. I'd be there for the Pistols naturally, but still in all, I'd be like, okay, these are two different bands here, but and just that blistering guitar, that deep bottom bass, they were fucking good. Yeah, I remember like 1990, 91. We all knew the Ramones were over. And you heard things like Acid Eaters and Adios Amigos and the stuff with C.J. Ramone. You're like, this is not the Ramones. Somehow they got the name because Joey's here, but I thought they were great after Tommy when they got Marky because Marky could do that full time panic. You're like, holy shit! I played with him a couple times and seeing him play was fucking scary. I went to the side of the stage because you can't see him over the drums, and he was awesome. He told us we were awesome, and I was like, I'd never seen drums like that in my life. But I just heard that show live on Radio One in '77 with the Damned. I'm like, these guys were fucking good.